In my opinion, everything happening around Yaman is not just another chapter in his love life, but a reflection of how he manages his image, his decisions, and his public identity between two countries that observe him almost as if he were a national treasure. I see a Khan who is more strategic than in love, someone who clearly understands the media impact of his actions and knows exactly when a personal relationship can become a professional advantage. I'm not saying his feelings aren't real, but it's obvious that he is also driven by a constant need to redefine himself, especially now that his reputation in Turkey is more divided than ever, while in Italy, he is living a new rise. What draws my attention is how many media outlets describe this relationship as an epic love story, while I see it more as a move that combines emotions, public image, and a search for personal stability. If he really proposed to Sarah, as some journalists have claimed, what surprises me isn't the proposal itself, but how quickly he has taken on an almost paternal role, getting involved with her son, taking care of legal matters, and offering emotional and financial support. That is not just a romance. It's a very clear statement of power and responsibility. Something Ken rarely does without a deep intention. What I cannot ignore is how this story brings back into the shadows everything that once happened with Demet Özdemir. For me, Demet remains the inevitable comparison, not because this new relationship should be measured against the past one, but because what Ken is trying to build now feels like a correction of his past choices. Less chaos, less emotional exposure, more control over the narrative. With Demet, he seemed impulsive, overwhelmed by fame and expectations. Now he seems more calculated, focused on creating a stable personal foundation. I also believe this new relationship reveals something important. Ken is tired of being mediated and controlled by Turkey. Italy offers him not only work, but freedom. That's why I'm not surprised that what should be an intimate love story is instead becoming a bridge to a completely different life, far from cultural and family pressure. It's not that he wants to cut ties with his country, but he definitely wants his private life not to be dictated by it anymore. While the world talks about romantic proposals, wedding dresses, and Lake Como, I think the real story is who Yaman is now. A man who wants to rewrite his own life without looking back, even when the past has a name and a surname. Sometimes I believe that the greatest strength of Demet Özdemir has not been her beauty, nor even her undeniable talent, but her ability to remain grounded while many try to drag her into a media circus she never wanted. While others live from scandal, Demet continues working quietly, gaining recognition and building an international career without relying on controversy or relationships used as propaganda. I'm amazed that every time a drama involving Yaman emerges, someone tries to use Demet's name for attention. And honestly, it's exhausting. She doesn't need tabloids to remain relevant. Her career is solid because of her discipline and professionalism. She isn't that young rising actress anymore. She's a woman who chooses projects based on artistic vision, not scandal. The irony is that some say Demet should be grateful to certain people for her fame. I see the exact opposite. She succeeded despite interference, not thanks to it. If she had depended on someone else, she would be stuck in repetitive roles or PR-driven fake romances. Instead, she took risks, worked with new teams, and expanded her career beyond her comfort zone. It also annoys me how people keep fabricating a rivalry between her and Sarah, as if women could only be defined through jealousy and love triangles. Demet is not competing with anyone. She is working, traveling, negotiating international projects, and speaking to a global audience. They call her cold, distant, calculating. I see wisdom. She has learned that showing vulnerability gives power to those who want to destroy her. Her professionalism is her shield. And although some want to keep her forever tied to Yaman, the truth is that their paths are now completely different. He remains surrounded by controversy. She moves forward steadily. It is no coincidence that some keep dragging her name into scandals. She attracts attention. But that does not mean she participates. The most important thing is that Demet no longer needs to prove she is a talented actress. She is building an artistic identity that goes beyond romantic TV dramas and is growing in cinema and international platforms. If she continues this path, she may become one of the most influential Turkish figures worldwide, much more likely than those who cling to fame through conflict instead of work. That's why I feel Demet is an uncomfortable example. A woman who refuses to be defined by a man, a past relationship, or media drama. She has nothing to prove to anyone. Her success is her answer. And her silence sometimes speaks louder than any interview. If I wish her anything, it is not a spectacular love story or media reconciliation, but that she continues evolving without being distracted by noise. Because while others implode, she grows.